Strap on the boots and scrape up the knuckles.
Oh, what a hit!
He got jacked.
This is the Big Red Rage, presented by Santan Ford and Gilbert.
Murray's gonna score! Touchdown! Slammed to the ground by Budda Baker. Like a torpedo, he came flying into the backfield.
The Rage is brought to you by Santan Ford and Gilbert. Right on the price, right on the corner of the Santan 202 freeway in Val Vista.
What a grab by Trey McBride. That was spectacular.
And by Arizona Cardinals Podcast. Visit azcardinals.com/podcast.
The Red Sea is rising up.
Temperature rising, vision blurring, rage taking over.
Here's Paul Calvisi.
I'm ready. I'm 100% ready. I'm telling you I'm ready.
And Ron Wolfley.
It doesn't get any better than that.
Unleash the fury!
All right, here we go, Red Sea. It's real simple, all right? No sleep till Lambeau. Let's do this, all right? As the Cardinals went into Silicon Valley, Ron Wolfley, you were there, you saw it. Cardinals went into Silicon Valley, and what did they do to all those techies? They put some malware, they put some spyware into the 49ers, did they not?
Great resiliency, Paulie. That much I know.
49ers somehow thought maybe the big heat was going to be a big deal for the Cardinals in the visiting sideline. Hello, they're the Arizona Cardinals. They went out and they, just like they practiced in a $110 plus, they were the stronger team in the second half. They get the win, and here we are on the Big Red Rage. And you might have noticed on the menu, there's no rabbit. That's because the rabbit is on stage here at the Big Red Rage, presented by Santan Ford and Gilbert, otherwise known as Dadrion Taylor-Demerson. Prefers to be called Rabbit, and we welcome him to the show.
Thanks for having me. Yeah.
In fact, you just told Wolf, right? You just told Wolf, don't call me Dadrion, right?
Nah, you call me Rabbit, yeah. No, yeah. I really hear my first name, so it's kind of weird hearing it, unless it's coming from somebody like, pronouncing it on like the, during the game or whatever. So
Rabbit, I've got to ask you right now. There's some people out here that probably don't know the story. Why Rabbit? How'd you get that name?
So when I first started playing football, I think first or second grade, small, scrawny kid, yeah. I played a year and a half up my first year, and then my mom knew this guy in the military named Corey. I go out, play for his team. Obviously, everyone's way older than me. Me and his son are the same age, who's still my best friend to this day. He gives me the ball first time. I'm not trying to get tackled, so I'm just running around trying to not get hit. And then we got a bunch of rabbits out where I'm from. And one of the coaches was like, he's running around like one of them bunny rabbits. So then that's how I got the name. And then still crazy to me to this day to see it stick, because
that young, you got that name.
Yeah, I want to say first, second grade.
Oh my goodness, that is truly amazing.
Now, what about Mom? What does Mom call you?
Mom calls me Son or Dadrion. She's not allowed to call me Rabbit. Yeah, she calls me Rabbit every now and then, and I'm like, you can't call me that. It sounds weird. Yeah. Yeah, she's the only one not allowed to call me, or my dad, yeah.
Did you play any other sports when you were younger, or?
Yeah, so I played basketball. Crazy story, I almost quit football to play basketball, which glad I didn't do that one. And then I'm a big track fan, so I ran track as well in high school.
I'm seeing here, I took a quick look. Let's see, you were only the Oklahoma 5A Player of the Year as a running back. Hello. In fact, you played running back until what point of your football career?
Until I got to college. So I got a call out of nowhere from Texas Tech. The staff who left Utah State, where I was going to go play running back, they got fired, went to Texas Tech. They ended up offering me at safety. And at the time, it sounded crazy, but it's just like one of those things where it's like somebody sees something else in you that you don't see in yourself just yet. So that's kind of how it was. So ended up going to play safety, and it was honestly one of the best blessings someone could give me in my life, because it ended up going to that university, ended up making me the man I am today. A great teammate, great father, and everything else like that. So yeah, real blessing to go to that university.
When they first brought up DB safety, didn't you think it was a mistake or something? Or
no, I thought it was crazy. I could not believe it. But at the same time, though, like I just said, it was a blessing in disguise. So ended up going there. My first year, I was kind of went to one of those real structured high schools, do things the right way. Had a old military, kind of coaching staff. So when I went there, I learned the playbook, play hard. I was just one of those small town kids just looking to play big time ball. So I was excited to be there. I was wasn't caught up in like, oh, I'm not playing now. Like, I was just trying to play football. Like, it's literally the only thing I wake up and think about. Yeah.
So if there's a loose ball and you pick up a fumble, you can still turn into running back mode, right? I'm confident you still become a running back with a ball in your hands.
All the interceptions that I've had, like, I failed besides 2 of them. And then, but I got tackled, like, right instantly. So I'm hoping I get one soon and see if I still got it. Yeah, because I don't know.
That would be good. That would be good, no doubt.
Rabbit, talk to us a little bit about the San Francisco game, and how did that game go going into it? How confident were you guys collectively as a team?
Man, that was probably like one of the best wins I've had in like my football career. Cause just coming in the building, seeing how everyone prepares, just as much as I give into the game, they're giving just that or more. You know, we go out, score on the first drive. You know, Kyler's, being Kyler. And then they hit their little hump in the game. And when, like, the coolest thing was just to, like, be on the field and, like, be on the sideline, like, hear everybody on the sideline and see, like, everyone still giving their all, trying to win this game, even though we were down 13. I think, like, going into the fourth or, like, a little bit at the end of the third quarter. So, man, it's crazy. Like, when we kicked that field goal, and crazy, Chad, the guy who kicked it, he just got there.
Right.
Yeah, he literally just got there, and I didn't even know that he was kicking. So when he said he was kicking, I was like, "Oh, like you got a big job this weekend." Yeah, big job. But nah, he took care of business, won the game. Being in the locker room after that game, I wish you guys could get to experience something like that because winning at this level, as you know, it's not easy. It's not easy. Yeah, any given week is something's new's bound to happen or the unexpected, like the unknown. So yeah, getting a win in this league. It's definitely different than, getting a big win in college. So,
and JG, he shared a lot of that on his TV show this week, saying just how special that scene was in the locker room after the game. Guys really enjoyed it, a lot more than some of the other victories. And maybe because it was the opponent, it's a fact you're on the road. It's the division game, right? The extreme heat. You guys forge a comeback against a team that was in the Super Bowl. It really, there were a lot of analogies from guys after the game about being a fight and the Cardinals landing a knockout blow late in a fight.
Yeah, for me, Paulie, it was a situation. Think about it. You go ahead, you line up, you're going to get 3 points. You're going to go ahead, you're going to kick a field goal, gets blocked, they take it back for a touchdown.
First time that happened to the Cardinals since the 70s.
Since the 70s, Paulie. And then all of a sudden you get the next possession. You get the ball, you drive down the field, and all of a sudden you throw a pick. You throw a pick on their 24 for the most part, right? You're moving the ball.
To Nick Bosa. Who just made a great play. That's what he did to me. He made a great play, didn't rush, saw it, read it, fell off into the screen, made the pick right there. Now all of a sudden, those are your last 2 possessions going into the half. That's it. You're down 23-10 at the half, and those were your last 2 possessions. You come out, and you're making all sorts of vows under moon, sun, and sky in that locker room that you're going to come out and you're going to play hard and you're going to be ready to go. And all of a sudden you come out and you go 3 and out offensively. 1, 2, 3. And you're telling me you come back and win that game? I'm telling you right now, that is resiliency. That is toughness. And the Cardinals actually showed that kind of toughness. And here's the comparison Mac Wilson Sr. made after the game when we had him live on radio.
It definitely felt like a boxing match. They had the upper hand the whole game. It felt like, second half we come out, throw some punches, and we just kept throwing punches. And we came out on top, obviously, and, that's just what it comes down to. It's the NFL, these games be close, so got to just lock in.
Look, you know about playing football in the heat, Oklahoma and Texas, but what was that like on Sunday?
Being here, man, it felt like a cool day. I'm not going to lie. Yeah, I think I'd already adapted to this as much as we outside in it. So it was definitely still hot. I'm not going to take it away. It was still hot, but it was nothing like, 2 weeks practice ago on a Wednesday or Thursday. Like, you coming in, you looking, it's 110, 111. We like, dang, we have practice right now. So
you guys had that confidence because I don't know how many other teams could have survived that heat for 3 hours.
It's one of those things that we have, in our advantage, being here in the Valley, and you think about the other teams where it's like what was the game last year, the Chiefs game when everybody's getting frostbite?
Oh, yeah.
You got to deal with that stuff. Like
playoff game. Miami had no chance.
Yeah, so, practicing in the heat, prepares you. It makes you a little bit tougher because the conditions, just like it being cold, like it makes you, sink in on back with, like, to your training and not worried about, you know, the external factors, like, okay, how hot it is. I remember my college coach last year, Coach McGuire, like, when we'd say, like, it's hot outside when he first got in the building, he was like, don't look at it like that. He was like, just say it's tropical when you think it's tropical.
Tropical.
When you think it's tropical, you know, you're thinking you're at the beach or whatever. So, like,
you know, a drink with an umbrella in it.
Yeah.
You know, it's
See,
tropical,
See, I loved it. The colder and the nastier the weather, the better, because it brought everyone down to my level. You know what I mean?
I mean, I've had to play in some of that, so I know what it's like, but I'd rather play in the heat, not going to lie to you. Yeah, I could do it.
I like that nasty and cold, rainy, muddy.
The cold games are fun though, especially like when you come out and win though. Like you losing the cold, taking the beat. That's not fun. But when you win that kind of game, it's just as special.
Well, you're going to cut the high temperature in half going to Lambeau. It's going to be in the 50s. That's what the forecast is on Sunday. So last time Cardinals were there, 2018, it was a snow game. Cardinals got the win in that one. You remember that one, Wolf? 2000. By the way, it was such a big win. Wolf got the mohawk. If you see right there, he actually got a special haircut.
It's my hawk is what I call it.
Hey, single game tickets on sale now. Go to azcardinals.com/buy tickets to secure your seats today. We continue with Rabbit. It is the Big Red Rage live from Trophy and Chandler at Price Road and Queen Creek.
On first down, another pass play over the middle, and it's broken up at the 28, incomplete. Nice play by Rabbit. Defending Deebo Samuel, Dadrion Taylor-Demerson knocks the ball away, incomplete.
Oh, that was awesome right there with the left hand coming over the top. That is excellent play by Rabbit.
Back to pass goes Purdy on 4th and 23, fires across the middle, caught by Kittle. The ball comes out, and they rule it incomplete. The Cardinals take over on downs. It's actually a good thing, because had he caught it, he would have been down short of the line to gain at the 10, and the Cardinals would have been backed up.
I thought Rabbit went in and played well. You know, I know he had a PBU, couple tackles. We all got some things to clean up. That was his first, you know, live, real good reps, and he'll take a big jump, you know, the next opportunity that he gets.
That is the head coach, Jonathan Gannon, on 4th-round rookie Dadrion Taylor-Demerson. Rabbit here on the Big Red Rage, presented by Santan Ford and Gilbert. We are Santan Ford at Trophy in Chandler. 3 tackles, 2 passes defensed. That one against George Kittle right there came in with a big hit. Jack stomped George Kittle. And Wolf, when he's wearing number 42, who does that remind you of? Who is that reminiscent of?
Yeah.
Considering there have not been any other 42 since another difference-making, play-making safety in Cardinals history.
I know you're talking about Kwame Lassiter.
Absolutely.
And I mean, honestly, right now, Kwame, just saying his name, it fills me with a love and an appreciation for a guy who was a football player through and through. You talk about a guy that would tackle, open field tackling. He was an excellent open field tackler, a guy that could cover as well, a guy that could get his hands on the pig an awful lot and bat and defend some passes. Kwame was all over the field. As a matter of fact, can I just say this right now? I think that Budda Baker plays an awful lot like Kwame Lassiter.
It's a great parallel.
And that, to me, it says everything you need to know about Kwame.
Absolutely. Not to mention his vibrant personality. One of the greatest. I mean, hey, he was the first player host of this show, the Big Red Rage.
Oh, that's crazy.
Over 2 decades ago. Think about that. And it's a pleasure.
And you know what, too, Paulie? Can I just say this quickly? I had the opportunity to golf a few times with Kwame, go out and actually play golf with him. Boy, could he hit a golf ball. Crush it right down the middle. I used to just walk off the tee going, Kwame, 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 Kwame.
Wolf, I've emceed my share of charity golf tournaments, and I'd say 80% of those for a stretch there were won by Kwame Lassiter. I mean, no joke.
That's right, Paul.
I mean, he was unbelievable. And by the way, it is a pleasure to be joined by Erica Lassiter here tonight, widow of Kwame, and Rabbit's going to get a chance to meet Erica after the show, so we look forward to seeing all that. And I tell you what, that was a game where you got, your first significant reps at safety. You got a heck of an opponent in Brock Purdy and all those weapons. Just give us your initial takeaways. You know, how do you think you played? What was it like being out there? Did the game slow down over the course of the game? What it looked like on film? Just give us a recap.
Yeah, so obviously, you know, got a big test this past weekend. Feel like I did fairly good. And, you know, obviously, you know, there's good and there's bad throughout the game. You know, obviously things – as a player, you know, just holding myself accountable that I want to continue on to get better, you know, to, you know, insert myself in the league how I want to. So, but yeah, it was real interesting. So, just coming from like playing college ball, like this was like the first time I was just like actually like in my zone and not just going in as a team's role, being on and being off quick. So, yeah, I kind of got pretty comfortable with the game. I was in and out, but still getting to go in on some big downs. So that was cool. But yeah, looking forward, to the next time, I get to do it. This game means a lot to me, and I prepare and put everything that I do daily into this game, So just to set up myself and give this game what it gave to me. So yeah, it's always a blessing to go out there and get to play ball.
So, Rabbit, my first NFL game when I went out there and played, I was absolutely out of my mind nervous, right, for the most part. Just absolutely on the edge. My rookie season, of course. How about you? Where were your emotions in regard to doing this?
I ain't gonna lie to you. I was just ready for him to call my package. The whole time I'm gonna sit on the sideline. I'm like, bro, please call it. Like, I was ready. And then when I got in the game, it's like, that's what I dreamed for, man. So, yeah, I was kind of comfortable, not gonna lie. The guys I got, behind Budda, JT, and all the other vets in the room, they do a really good job on preparing me. So,
and it really helps when you know what it is that you're doing. You know what your assignment is, doesn't it? That really gives you confidence.
Yeah, they do a really good job, letting all of us know how defined our roles are. So they came in, told me what they brought me in for, told me what my role was assigned for the team. And as a team player, I'm going to do my role until I got to do a different role, man. So,
well, here's Budda Baker. He was asked earlier today how you have grown as a player, as a rookie, right? I mean, it's early October, but here's Budda's take.
As the days have gone by, training camp and preseason and all that type of stuff, all the mistakes that he's made, he's corrected them and has done a great job of understanding the defense, understanding route concepts and stems of receivers and all that type of stuff. So it's great to talk to Rabbit and to just have that trust in a rookie is definitely something special. He's done a great job of understanding the plays, understanding the scheme and whatever we're playing.
You know what's amazing? And Wolf, you know this. Budda's rookie year, he did not play much safety. He's a 6-time Pro Bowler. He's headed to his 7th. I mean, he might be all pro this year. He has 27 tackles the last 2 games.
He's a freak. Let me just.
But his rookie year, he sat behind Tyrann Mathieu.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, I literally asked him about his whole storyline when I got in. Like, somebody, that when I started playing the position, started, looking up to, being a smaller guy, modeling a little bit of my game, adding what I can't do, that he can do, and then just adding just pieces all, and then, just making my whole self complete. So getting to be in the room with him, I was telling the guys earlier that I was getting interviewed by in the locker room, getting this, like, I wish everybody could be in the room and, like, him and Jalen Thompson, like, are, like, talking to each other. I make sure every time we get into a meeting, like, I'm sitting right there, like, I sit in there, if I got a question, I ask coach, but, like, just listening to them, that's also something I want to add to my game. Like, the way they talk ball is, like, the way you want your players to talk it. So,
wow. Have you always been like that yourself? Have you always been a guy that was really, really interested in being mentored by some guys who might know a little bit more than you?
100%. So that just goes back to me changing positions when I got to college. It was definitely a whole new experience to me. I hadn't taken a defense snap since like Pee Wee football prior to that. So definitely just something, you got to get used to. And then my freshman year I played a little bit just because I knew the playbook, and then my second year I didn't really play that much. That was that COVID year, so the whole year was weird. And then kind of like the same role I had right now back my junior year. Next man up, can be in the game or the season for the rest of the season at any moment. And when we were at Texas, like, that's when my number was called, like, for the first time to me to take on a bigger role than what I had. So kind of just, falling back to that kid right now. He was very humble. He's patient. So just still trying to be that same kid. So.
Well, here's your defensive coordinator, Nick Rollis. He was asked, what excites him about your game right now?
He fits the criteria to play here, which is motor and violence. And he's extremely smart. He works hard. So that, is going to build on, and he's going to continue to get better as a player. But he flies around. He hits people. He caps things off. He plays the way I want defense players to play.
Right, so there you go. You guys have 2 things in common, right? Wolf used to fly around on special teams. He went to 4 Pro Bowls, okay? He used to bust up wedges back when those were legal, okay? Wolf would go after and try
You
to
don't have one, do you, Paul?
Wolf would try and take out 3 guys. Did you ever get 3, Wolf?
No, I never got.
Okay.
I saw one guy get 3 of the 4. Hank Bauer, as a matter of fact. Hank Bauer took out 3 guys in the wedge. You only get 2, Paul.
Yeah, the wedge. I mean, we did that in high school. They got me running down there, 3 big old tight ends just waiting on you.
Yeah, it is incredible, though, because then they went ahead and said, well, you can have 2 guys standing. You can't have 4. You can have 2. And I said to myself, why in the world would you have 2? Because one of those guys I'm going to kill on the football field, right? Because that's all you're going to get anyways. You stare at one guy down the field sprinting 60 yards. And when you get about 3 yards away from him, you hit the other guy and just blow the other guy up. You'll destroy him.
See, I like the new kickoff rule right now.
You like the new one. Okay.
I'm liking it.
Okay, what do you like about it?
You ain't got to run that 40-yard sprint. Yeah. Like,
See, that's what I loved about it.
Because I played kickoff team in college, like, all 4, like, the whole time. Like, it was like, that's something that, that can make or break a game. So, like, I need to be on it, And I run down. And we had to run through the end zone, so I'm running a 60-yard dash. Then I get 2 post balls. And I'm sitting down, and they calling punt. I'm right back up. Like,
yeah, you're gassed already at that point.
Oh, yeah.
Well, if you're wondering why they changed the kickoff rule, blame Wolf, okay?
Yeah.
Here's a big reason why. The other thing you guys have in common, you both went in the 4th round. You both went the exact same pick in the draft.
Yeah, that's crazy.
104.
This is crazy. Give it to me.
Nah, yeah, that is wild.
I mean,
no, we just figured that out.
104 and 104. Are you kidding me?
So where were you?
Not 105, not to be confused with 105, but 104.
Best pick of the draft.
Where were you when your name was called? Were you at family?
So
were you at
I
school?
was in Lubbock. So after the draft, not the draft, but the combine, I was back there for like the last 2 months before the draft. Spent time with my daughter. Had all the fam come out. Went to the gym that morning with my friend Prince, and then came back, sat down. We were sitting down for maybe a couple minutes. Phone call, and it's like. When I came here on my 30 visit, so I trained out here. So I've actually been here in Arizona since December. I trained up at Exos up north, and I think that's like Scottsdale up north or whatever. And then came on my 30 visit. Told Monty, I was like, man, this is exactly where I wanted to come play at. Like, just the circumstance for my position. Being on this side of the states, I love Arizona. My best friend moved out here a long time ago, and my first time coming out here was during COVID, and then coming back since then, just fell in love with the place. Like, and then I get to go into the draft, so it's like I want to be there. I can play there, and then just the guys, getting to go with a guy like Budda Baker, Jalen Thompson, the quarterbacks, Kyler Murray, like. New staff and just knowing them prior to where they've been on how they do things, it's kind of like a staff I want to play for. So we ended up getting that phone call. It was kind of like I seen a ghost when I got the call because like my body got cold. I started shivering for a second, and like I want to say I answered it right away, but it was like ringing for like 7 seconds. Like I couldn't believe I was trying to swipe it, but I couldn't swipe it. So yeah, I didn't get the phone call, and then. Before I left around my 30, I told Monty, like, hey, you got a bunch of picks. Like I don't want to go nowhere else but here. So when he called me, he was like, remember when you told me you wanted to be a Cardinal? And I'm like, hell yeah, man. Excuse my language. But,
oh, man.
So, yeah.
That's great. That is great. I mean, and, Wolf, you know this. Monty and JG talk about they want the person before the player.
Yeah.
Doesn't it make sense? His personality, how he plays the game,
how
serious he is as a rookie, the advanced football IQ, right?
Yes.
Can't you see them saying, okay, we want this guy, now let's check out his film?
Yeah, no, there's no doubt about it. It is the price of admission, as JG likes to say right there, the price of admission, and you definitely have that price. You've paid that price. But watching you play as well, man, I love how you play. You go right to the wall.
Yeah, I appreciate it.
And that's something I appreciate a lot about you.
A reminder, you can learn more about Arizona Cardinals single game tickets, the premium seating, the new luxury field seating. For all the info, go to azcardinals.com/tickets, azcardinals.com/tickets. We continue with Rabbit. It is the Big Red Rage presented by Santan Ford and Gilbert, live at Trophy and Chandler at Price Road in Queen Creek.
get to the line quickly, 120 and counting. 2 receivers left, 1 right with 1:15. First down, snap to Purdy. Straight drop, in trouble, hit, and the ball flutters far side, and Kaiser White with a diving interception to win the game at midfield. Purdy got hit, the ball fluttered, and Kaiser White caught up to it, pulled it in, and the Cardinals are going to get one in San Fran.
Bat the pig into the air, and Kaiser White comes down with it.
It was Jalen Thompson that got pressure on Brock Purdy, and Kaiser White with the pick.
I'm getting a mohawk, baby.
See, we're not making that up,
It's
Rabbit.
my hawk.
No, I've seen that.
Okay.
Yeah, no, I've seen it.
It's and you know what? Wolf had a viable out because both the GM and the head coach at different times came up to Wolf and they were borderline pleading with Wolf. Don't do it. You don't have to do it. You don't have to get the mohawk. But you know, low key, I think Wolf really wanted one. I think deep
I think
down.
he wanted it too.
Yeah.
No, you're right about that. I'm going to go ahead and actually bring it down a little bit more too on the sides. That's what I think. Yeah.
Oh my goodness.
The Warrior Queen wants me to put
red.
stuff in it, and, poof it all up on top. Paulie, I don't think I'm going to do that.
Just fan it out like punk rock.
Yeah,
you know what I
just-
mean? That'd be
I don't
outstanding.
think
Spikes
so.
in it.
Yeah, exactly. All right, here we go. Big Red Rage and a big win against the Niners. And before we move on to the Packers, what'd you like the most about a defensive shutout of Brock Purdy and the 49ers? That second half, Rabbit. I mean, that's the lowest passer rating he's had all year. He had the 2 picks. They were 1 for 6 in the red zone. What did you like the most about how the Cardinals played in that second half defensively?
Man, just coming in, making the adjustments. We knew that offense was going to come back out, and we didn't care what the score was. They don't score again, and we score. We scored a couple of times. We win the game. So that was kind of like the mindset. Come out. We know what we got to do. We knew what kind of game we expected it to be. Got out a little hand right before the half, but we knew what kind of game we were going to have to go in and play. So just like Max said, it was a boxing match. Like, it was a physical game. Like, I played literally almost half the game, and I felt just like I played the whole game. So, yeah, it's definitely a difference from, the games I'm used to playing. So,
Rabbit, the 49ers had 4 possessions in the second half. All of them were turnovers. On downs was one of them. 2 picks and a fumble.
Wow.
yeah.
That's how those possessions ended.
I think that just speaks to our team, man. Like,
How so?
yeah, just showing, like, how resilient we are, coming in. Just like I said, we knew what kind of game it was going to be. So just the preparation and the heart that we laid out in the second half. Like, you can generally, like, when we got to the locker room, it was like everyone was so exhausted. But it was a great time, like, big win on the road. So it was a party. But after that game, we were like, yeah, we felt that. But it was good to come out, on the good side.
So now you get the Green Bay Packers, right? It's the NFL's second oldest rivalry. Cardinals-Packers goes back to 1921.
Man.
Tons of history, right? I mean, what do you see the stadium, Lambeau Field? It's epic.
I've been hearing all about it, yeah.
Yeah, Kyler said even he's looking forward, to seeing it. What have you been hearing, and how excited are you just to make the road trip itself and see Lambeau?
So we're leaving out that early. So hopefully the area we in, I'm trying to find the good food spots. That's kind of what I go establish in. But yeah, they're a good football team. We have our upsides and downsides on them. So just going in, playing another complete game. This is a good opportunity. Coming off a win last week. The team's got a little juice and everything, and then going to another back-to-back road wins. That'd be huge for the season right there. So.
Okay,
Yeah,
so
yeah.
I just got to ask you this quickly before we let Paulie do his thing right here. But are you a foodie? Do you like food?
Oh yeah, I love food.
Yeah. What's your favorite?
So, if I had to go like one thing on the planet, it's like simple, but like if it's cooked, I like gravy. So like chicken fried steak.
Gravy.
Oh, yeah.
Like chicken fried steak, I could do that almost every day.
Okay. All right.
Yeah.
I had that in Buffalo. Well, Wolf actually took us out to dinner in Buffalo. Boom, I got the chicken fried steak. I'm not sure why in Buffalo. I probably should have got the whitefish, but anyway, I'm with you on that,
Yeah.
Rabbit. Yeah.
I like
know what you
seafood
were
as
doing.
well. Big barbecue guy.
Okay, there you go.
Yeah, big barbecue guy.
Cajun.
but I like Cajun.
Like, I
yeah.
love Cajun. Yeah,
I
absolutely.
really like
Every
Mexican
guest that
food
comes
a
here,
lot.
they learn that I love Cajun.
I like all food. Yeah, I'm not gonna lie.
See,
I just started eating oysters not too long ago, and I actually like them.
Wow.
Yeah.
Raw?
Yeah, I could do it.
Oh, no.
Yeah, I could do them.
This is a tough time of year for Wolf though, because he has this irrational aversion to squash and pumpkins.
I like squash.
Yeah.
Oh, man. Come on now.
It's real.
Yeah.
I mean, so
You
you
don't
get
eat
some therapy
pumpkin
on that.
pie.
Come
Not
on
like
now.
pumpkin.
Yeah.
I'm not too big on the
No.
pumpkin.
Yeah,
but
yeah.
Okay.
That's
Not too big.
nasty.
We also have this aversion to Jordan Love and the Green Bay offense, which leads the NFL in explosive plays. In fact, here's the head coach, Jonathan Gannon, on the Green Bay O.
They throw the ball over people's heads, and they got explosive players. The run game's good. Jacobs is a really good player. The scheme is really good. But what jumps out on the tape to me is they can throw it over your head. So we got to be on the details of that. You know, they're one of the top teams in the league in explosive plays, and that's how they score points.
Yeah, they beat the Rams last week. They had a 66-yarder. They had a 53-yarder. So I'm guessing that's been a point of emphasis this week.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, we know what we're capable of. We know what they're capable of. So at the end of the day, it's just us going in, getting into another battle on, a great day to play football. It's going to be good weather, iconic stadium for me. So, just going in, winning that'll always be a memory. So really looking forward to it.
So what do you see of Jordan Love, of course, the Packers quarterback, on tape, and what are your thoughts?
So he's a dude, not going to lie. He's a good player. He's actually my host when I went on my official visit to Utah State. Yeah, crazy.
Really?
Wow.
Yeah, he probably doesn't even remember me, but yeah, he was my host when I went there on my visit. So that was like really my first official I went on. So yeah, that was pretty cool. So it's kind of cool. Like, I've always watched him, watching him grow, and he's become a good player. There's always room for improvement for everybody, but nothing.
Are you going to remind him of that? Are you going to?
Nah, I just want to beat him. Yeah, I'm not going to.
You should go talk to Chris Barnes, Cardinals linebacker, because they grew up together. He's known Jordan Love since they were 8. They played in high school together.
Oh, that's what's up.
And so then they were roommates in Green Bay because they were both the same rookie year, 1 year apart. Mm-hmm. So that's pretty crazy. Here's Budda Baker on Jordan Love.
Was able to see him throw the ball a little bit in the off season. The spin reminds me, of course, of Aaron Rodgers, but just a real great guy, real great player, makes his reads, can throw the ball inside the pocket, outside the pocket. I've never played against him personally, so definitely excited to play the Packers, play Jordan Love. He's a great QB.
Here's the crazy thing. He leads the NFL in average touchdown passes per game. Now, he missed 2 games, per game. He also leads the NFL in interceptions per game. Sounds like I've never seen him in person. Sounds like he's a risk taker. He's aggressive, and he'll go downfield. So there might be opportunities, maybe.
Yeah, so I see it this way, man, and I see it the same way for our offense. As I'm going to speak for them. When you got a good team, you got good players. You got to put the ball in the area, give it to them. That's what makes, especially like those offensive players, like those receivers, like that's what make them. Like think about like the Megatrons and all the other Julio, just throwing the ball. So I feel like that's what he's doing. He trusts his players just as much Kyler trusts our guys. Our guys are better than those guys, so that's why we throw Marv the ball. That's why that's why we hand the ball off to JC. So it's kind of like a part of that factor. You can't go in there and see it as, okay, he leads an interception because we go and don't do our job. He can have a perfect game, and then we don't add a factor to that. So it just goes into what we can fall back on when we get there. So.
The way they're using you now, are you more comfortable in the box or is it deep center field type safety?
I think I'm just comfortable on the field, man. I'm not to you, man. Yeah, but I love, what they see in me and the roles that I get to play. Drop down, get to play a little bit of everywhere on the field. So yeah, man, just keep staying ready.
I'll tell you what, if you want a good listen this week, check out the Dave Pasch podcast featuring Fox Sports broadcaster Tom Rinaldi. He was on the sidelines. Great stories from that game, that Cardinals win at the 49ers. Some real insight into James Conner. He goes back to the Pitt days when James Conner beat cancer. Those guys are really tight. And there's some great stories from Tom Rinaldi. And it's just a great listen wherever you get your podcast, the Dave Pasch podcast this week. We continue with Rabbit, Cardinals safety presented by Santan, Ford, and Gilbert. It's the Big Red Rage, a trophy in Chandler.
Snap to Murray, and he's going to keep it running to the right. He's got room at the 45-40. He points to the sky as he takes off at the 30, at the 20, the 10, the 5, touchdown. A design run for Kyler Murray. It goes for 50 yards. He's barking at the crowd in the end zone, and less than 2 minutes in, the Cardinals have the first score of the game. Murray under center. Trying to make it a 2-point game. Murray takes, handoff, Connor up the middle, gets hit at the goal line, but powers in. Second effort, James Conner gets 2 points, and it's a 2-point game. The Cardinals are very much in this game at the 11:25 mark.
All is fair in love, war, and driving somebody into the ground. Isn't that right, James Conner?
Yeah, cram that vertical, San Francisco. How about it? As James Conner, by the way, on those last 2 scoring drives by the Cardinals, ran it 12 times for 72 yards.
Yes.
I mean, Wolf, true or false, the Cardinals offense is at its best when Mr. James Conner, right, is the point man.
Yeah, Paulie, there's no doubt about it. Once again, he sets the table, I think, for everybody else, just attacking it in a very vertical kind of way. And what I love to see 11 personnel, 12 personnel, 13 personnel, a lot of different personnel groups, and still cramming it vertical and attacking it. And I thought what we did, especially in that second half against the 49ers, is really attack the A-gaps as well. And James Conner running the ball is a joy to watch. It just is. It's the game of football. You're trying to run as hard as you can and try to bury somebody else, and sometimes you got the ball in your hand, and that's what JC does.
Yeah. By the way, when Kyler ripped off that 50-yard touchdown run, not only was that the fastest run by a quarterback in over 8 years, 21.3 miles per hour, but that was 13 personnel. All 3 tight ends got their blocks in, so that was really well executed. By the way, Rabbit is our guest, and I'm curious, what have you found out about Kyler, the athlete, just being on the same field with Kyler? And has that been sort of a different experience to have one of the fastest dudes on the field be the quarterback?
Yeah, no, it's insane. Obviously, just going back to his high school days, like, I mean, everybody knew who Kyler Murray was, but, like, I've never seen him play in person before. Like, I've always seen, like, clips, maybe watch a little bit of a game, but, like, being with him every single day, like, dude's different. Just the way he, like, runs the ball is like a little video game character.
Yeah.
Yep. He's something else.
You know, Paulie, I think one of the challenges, I think, for Drew Petzing going forward is going to be not to get carried away and give too many scheduled runs to Kyler Murray, too many called runs for Kyler Murray. I think, once again, they're going to have to be very judicial in how they delineate the carries for Kyler Murray. I want to see him do more of a scheduled run from time to time, maybe 2 to 3, maybe 4, get a little crazy, 4 called runs where you give it to him, Paul. But also I want to see him take that ball and pull it down a little bit more, a little off schedule, some of the off schedule runs. That's how I'd like to see him run, because I think it's where he's the most effective and he can move the chains as well.
Well, Green Bay's defense has something in their plan. They're very aware as the Cardinals go into Lambeau, and when you're going there, you realize, okay, let's see, what do they do well? The Friday fish fries, and beer and brats and cheese curds. And then at Lambeau, they do a really good job of pregame flyovers. Here's 2006.
Oh, no.
Welcome back to Lambeau. Man, I wish I would have known that was coming.
Whoa! Whoa!
Did you know that was coming?
I had no idea. I looked up and all of a sudden a couple of F-18 Hornets right over the stadium.
I'm surprised you're still alive after that.
Whoa!
Hello, get a doctor in here. I had no idea that was coming.
I believe that's buzzing the tower.
That was a live on-air moment right before kickoff.
No.
Rabbit, that really. Wolf, did you go down?
My goodness.
Did you go down to a knee, or was it Dave? It was Dave.
Dave,
You sure?
Dave was actually
Okay.
down. I
right.
mean, I did kind of like throw my arms up, but David went underneath the counter, did he not, Holmes? Yes,
hilarious.
he did. He went underneath
Yeah.
the counter, couple of F-18s just buzzing right over the top, and they were pretty low.
Oh, they were, no doubt. All right, so look, I don't know what's planned for Sunday, but I do know that Kyler Murray is very excited to go to Lambeau. Here's the quarterback.
It's going to be a good challenge for us to go on the road, place I haven't played before personally. I'm really excited to go up there. First time, great environment, really historic place. A lot of great players have played in that stadium, so I'm excited about it.
Now, Rabbit, you have a lot in common with Ron Wolfley, okay? The draft pick, all that. Don't do what Wolf does every time he goes to Lambeau. He goes down on the field. And really, Wolf, I mean, I might have to make a citizen's arrest this time.
Yeah, no, I'm doing it, Paul.
No, don't. Wolf walks down there, and he gets, he helps himself to some turf,
Yeah,
to some
grab
grass.
It's not a big deal. Just walk out. It's Lambeau Field. I mean, it's Lambeau. So their grass is always a little longer. There's no
it's
doubt about it.
definitely- no, I already know.
Oh, okay. So you
No,
know
I
this.
know,
It's
yeah.
thicker and it's longer. So you know what? I just grab a handful of it.
Put it in the
And
bag.
just boom. No, I stick it in my pocket. As a matter of fact, I stick it in my pocket, man, and it's there the whole broadcast.
Oh,
Just stick
wow.
it in the pocket, and all of a sudden, every now and then, you pull a blade of grass out. Look, I got Lambeau right here. It's
All right,
kind
so
of cool.
we talked about the receivers. We talked about the quarterback. Let's talk about Josh Jacobs, right? 5'10", 225 plus, runs really hard. You talk about James Conner. He sort of has a similar mentality, doesn't he?
Yeah, he's an Oklahoma guy too. So looking for to get to play against him. Definitely. Don't know him, but just know the guys that make it out of Oklahoma. There's some players. So not too many of us. No, he's a good guy. A really explosive, patient guy. Runs well behind his pads. So yeah, it's gonna be a test. There's like what did he say? There's only some things you can do to like those guys. Like you just slow them down a little bit. They're gonna do their thing. But we got a good plan. To go shut them down a little bit.
He is so thick when you watch him on tape. I mean, he is so thick.
No, he's a good guy. Yeah.
In how he runs.
I remember watching him at Bama. Yeah.
Yeah, I think he's really an in between the tackles type guy.
Mm-hmm.
That's where I think he shines. Some guys, they kind of like getting out on the edge. Some guys can do both, right? I think he's more of an in between the tackles type runner. It's not that he can't get outside, but he doesn't have blazing speed. He's just got super power. He's just hard to tackle and knock off his feet.
He's explosive though when he hits that hole though. Like when it's time to go, he can get you a little bit, but
he got a burst. Yeah. Oh yeah.
When you went to safety from running back and you made that transition in college, how hard was it for you to learn the art of tackling? And was that what was the degree? Was that one of the toughest aspects of making the transition?
Yeah, because I really didn't know how to. I'm not gonna lie. I mean, I obviously played ball, so I'm known about tackling,
Right.
but I never had to do it. Literally in high school when we had defensive periods, me and the quarterback, we sitting on the Skittles,
Right.
hanging out, kicking it. Yeah. So yeah, when I got to switch it over to defense, it was definitely that first year was a big learning period. Yeah.
Okay. Well, speaking of tackling, one of the most entertaining things that can happen on a football field is when a big man picks up a fumble or maybe there's a deflection.
Oh, yeah.
You saw it with the Kansas City right? There was who were they playing? It was Kalen Saunders, right? He had the interception and the radio call.
Rumbling and stumbling.
Yeah. So the question from Jim Alejandro to Paris Johnson Jr., we want you to think about this as well. Which big guy in the Cardinals roster would you want to see with the ball in his hands? Roll it.
I'm probably going to say
Beach. I think if Beach took it all, I think I would absolutely lose it, do all the non-negotiables, take my helmet off, absolutely just launch it. I would lose. You would think I scored. If I saw Beach pick up the ball and take off and stiff arm somebody, hurdle, dive for the pylon, I would start dying laughing. It would be the best thing ever.
13-year veteran right tackle Kelvin Beachum. What would be your choice, Rabbit? Who would be your choice?
Man, he got a good one, man.
Yeah, he did.
Yeah, if everyone doesn't know Beach is 17-year vet O-line. He is he's an old cat. Yeah, so honestly, if I seen that too, I don't know about breaking the non-negotiables because I'm not Paris, I'm not.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I'd be lit too, but I'd probably have to say D-Rob. Yeah, D-Rob.
Okay, how about Roy Lopez? That wouldn't be bad.
That wouldn't be bad.
It's kind of thick.
It makes it real funny because all the big guys, you don't never see them open up for real. So the running mechanics might be a little funny. You might have didn't know he ran like that sometimes. Yeah.
I mean, Yelda Froholt, right? We call him Magnus for Froholt, right? The world's strongest man.
He's a special dude.
That would be. I mean, he just lower the pads on someone.
Yeah.
I mean, come on now.
Why do you say that? He's a special dude about Yelda.
He's man, he's one of those dudes that you look at him you'd probably be terrified if you didn't know, but he is he's a cool dude. He's there he walks in probably about 5-10 minutes after I get to the building every single morning, or he might be there before me some days.
Okay.
Yeah, he just.
So you're there early.
Oh yeah, I get to the building early. Gotta get warmed up, man. Yeah, I gotta get warmed up. But yeah, no, Fro's a cool guy, and he's a big protein guy. I remember one day coach let him break out practice. And I'm just like a little tired, you know. He got out of a little practice. He's like protein on 3.
He is. I know.
That's awesome.
It's unbelievable. For
man.
fun in his downtime, he goes into his gym and he throws around Atlas stones. I mean, he's So, Rabbit, we really enjoyed it. Really enjoyed it.
Appreciate you guys having me.
Thank you, Rabbit.
As always, special thanks Jim Alondra, Cody Fincher, Walt Ellis, Lawrence Ellis, Matt Lazarus for Rabbit. I'm Paul Calvisi, Ron Wolfley. That'll do it for the Big Red Rage, presented by Santan Ford in Gilbert.
Kwame.